Lights, camera, action. Do you wonder how films are produced and what really goes on behind the scenes? Well, stand by. Filmmakers Kevin Mumford, Victoria V.A. Jones, and Carson Hype Ferguson, local filmmakers talking about the world of film, right here on F It, We Will Fix It in Post podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whatever time you're listening, I thank you for doing so. I am Kevin Mumfrey, and this is F It, We Will Fix It in Post. I'm here with my colleagues Victoria V.A. Jones.
What's going on?
And Carson Hype Ferguson.
Sure.
And today we have an actor from the Nashville area. His name is Noel Keating. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you? What's up? What's up? What's up?
I am great. Yeah, that mic check really worked. So, start off with what motivated you to want to get into acting?
I have wanted to act my entire life, just from being literally like a young kid. And I remember as I got older, I guess you get in that thing where you don't really want to tell people your dreams because you're afraid of what they'll say and to have a backup plan and all that kind of stuff. So 2 years ago, I said, fuck it. And I decided to start following my dreams. And I mean, it's been amazing.
That's what's up.
Yeah, cool.
So what actors were you motivated by growing up?
Well, as a kid, obviously anybody on Disney Channel, but now I'd say Will Smith is a big one for sure. Cynthia, I don't remember what her last name is, but like Arrivo or something like that. She's really good. Yeah, anybody black.
That works too.
Yeah,
I like that answer.
that works for me.
That's always the right answer right there.
Yeah.
So,
Sidney Poitier.
I mean, yeah, that was a pretty good answer too, but
Yeah.
you don't act.
You know what?
I got knocked out one time on screen.
Wait.
Okay.
No, I mean, like that was that was my acting debut or whatever. They needed somebody, so whatever.
So
That's
you
more of a stunt
volunteered?
double. It's
No,
more of a
I did not volunteer. They was like, "Hey, we need somebody to get knocked out."
Oh shit.
And I was like, "Really, really?"
So again, you volunteered.
You
I was
volunteered to get
voluntold.
knocked out.
Nah, I ain't volunteering to get knocked out. I'm telling you that right now. But my bad.
No, you're good.
I digress.
We all get knocked out every now and then. You know, that happens.
Nope. So when you decided that you wanted to do this professionally, what type of training did you do?
What's crazy is, well, I mean, at first there was no training. I literally just kind of dove in head first. I was even afraid to approach my first agency that I went to. I didn't tell anybody, so I just went and I applied. I did like the tryout and I got in, and then I just started to submit to stuff, which is amazing how I booked, some of the stuff that I was able to book. But then about a year ago, I was like, well, this is what I want to do. So let me just get some type of training under my belt so that I can really, perfect my craft. So about a year ago, I started with the Fourth Wall acting studio. So, yeah.
So when you start, because most people don't know how to even approach an agency. So how did you go about approaching an agency?
How did I? I'm pretty sure that I was on Instagram and I saw somebody post that agency was holding like the auditions and stuff like that weekly. And like I said, I didn't tell anybody. So I just looked up what time they said to be there, wore all black, and just went for it. Yep.
So what you not telling a lot of people or telling anybody, was that the fact of you didn't want them to like till you know or tell you like that's a bad idea, don't do this?
That, as well as I am extremely hard on myself like most creatives, and I kind of thought that I wasn't even going to get in. So I'm like, let me not tell nobody, because if I don't get in, then nobody will know. So I'll only, disappoint myself. So yeah, that was my reasoning.
That was one of those set your expectations down here, and anything above that is a win.
Yep.
Okay.
So I was happy when they called me. I was like, what? Are you really me? Yeah.
I was literally the same way. Like, are y'all sure you got the right number? But so how? Because again, most people don't know about the whole agency process. So what did you have to do when you auditioned for the agency?
For that agency, let me see. Well, there was a number of people in the room. That was first and foremost. And then they gave us a script. It was kind of like a short commercial dialogue almost. And we had to read that. And then it's a talent agency, so they do acting and modeling. So we had to like walk as well too. And then when we got up to the front is when we had to recite like whatever the dialogue was.
For like what, less than 30 minutes?
Because there were so many people in there, I mean, it was probably like an hour, but like the actual thing that I had to do, like walk and then do the dialogue, that was like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. That was pretty quick.
So you say you probably done more waiting.
Oh yeah, more waiting than anything. But what's good about the waiting is that you meet people, you network and stuff like that. So I met a few really, decent, strong actors just in that audition alone.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they called you back on what, a few days or a week?
It was about, I want to say it was like 2 or 3 days. The 2 or 3 longest days of my life. Yeah.
So did you tell everyone in your family or your friends after that?
After, yes. After I actually got in is when I was like, oh my God, I'm with an agency.
So who's the first person you told though?
I'm pretty sure it was my boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, because I actually borrowed his car to go to the audition, and mind you, I didn't tell. When I say I didn't tell nobody, I didn't tell nobody. I was just like, I need the car. I'll be back, and I just went and did it, and then yeah,
And he was cool with that?
yeah,
Oh man.
Because I had some questions.
Right.
yeah.
Need
I
the
was
car
like,
and
I
you
gotta
get
go.
Did you put gas back in it?
Most likely,
Okay.
most likely I
You're
did.
good. You're good.
Yeah.
I gotta go around here and bend his corner real quick.
That sounds like a drug dealer at one point.
Oh my God.
Where you going? Don't worry about it. I'll be back.
I'm going to get a Pepsi.
An hour away, a Pepsi.
Hey, it's a good Pepsi.
The best Pepsis are pretty far out. They're out in Franklin. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
okay.
that's true.
Well, we ain't talking about drugs no more.
Oh,
Right.
moving on.
What were you talking about?
I thought we were talking about Pepsi.
Okay. You talking about the old fashioned Pepsi?
I
The
thought
old fashioned Coca Cola.
I don't even know.
I thought that man was beat with a pimp.
See, now that's more about Memphis talk. Nah, that's a whole nother podcast. But so what was the first thing you booked?
First thing I booked was a web series. I played a dead guy, and we were somewhere like downtown Nashville. Yeah, it was just like some.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
So you just play dead, huh?
I was just laying there, ketchup on my face. Yep.
Ketchup.
Just dead.
So this was no special blood. Just
Ketchup. Maybe some water. A little bit of water and ketchup.
water and ketchup.
That was about it.
So did you ever at any point in time get replaced by the chalk outline?
Oh, no. Not yet.
I wonder who draws that. Who draws the outline?
The chalk line for the
Yeah.
dead person.
Yeah, who draws that?
Anybody who can trace can draw it.
They have special
PA
artists
department.
that come in and draw the line.
Oh, for real?
No.
Oh, all right. I thought you were being serious. I was gonna say for
I mean,
real.
I don't know. I'm like, in the movie ones, they're not they're not very accurate. You could put the actor right there, and I mean, they're always like bloated. Maybe that's just me. Whatever.
I mean, you don't really go for films for accuracy.
You playing you got
have you
too
have you
much-
seen Transformers?
Oh my god.
You would hope for
Not
accuracy.
Transformers.
No, I actually haven't. Now that I think about it, I haven't.
I'm playing. Let me
I
stop.
haven't
You haven't seen any Transformer movie?
No,
Say what?
Oh, the plot
I've
thickens.
seen like one or two.
Oh my goodness.
I've just never been into it.
It's mindless.
Even with
it's
a
mindless
kid, you've
action.
never been
It's
into
mindless
Transformers?
action.
Cartoons, yes, I've seen the cartoons. But it's-
So you liking the cartoons? You didn't want to watch the first one that came out just to see
No.
how it was gonna come out?
He was that disappointed.
There's a
No,
cartoon.
Or
I
he
didn't know there was a
just he
cartoon.
you
just
know how you see a trailer and you just go,
You just showed your age.
that was it. I saw a trailer. I was like, this ain't it.
wow.
Wasn't doing it.
I mean, I would at least waited to the third movie when that was warranted.
I was
Not even the third
surprised there was
movie.
a
Like
third movie.
after the second one, it was over with.
Oh, you know, what I found out. Case in point. Which one was it? I think it was Revenge of the Fallen. So that was like the third one, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Like they didn't have a script
Oh, that's horrible.
because the writer strike.
Oh,
So
they just winged it?
the writers were like, "Hey, here's our outline." Then they go on strike, and then old boy's like, "All right,
Let's see what y'all gonna do.
no, Mike,
Improv.
I mean, they were like, all right, we're gonna have all these action scenes, and then they had like dropped in action scenes in between like and that's
The
why
dialogue?
that's why that movie seems like so long.
I was like, y'all gonna fight
The first
a
one was
lot.
long though.
Yeah, but I was in the theaters when I saw, I think the second one, And I was like, you ain't get me again.
And they got you?
No. The third one was like, the third one I broke it into parts, and it was like on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
But the second one or whatever, it was very, very long. And even though, like, you know, films and storytelling is somewhat formulaic,
Right.
some stuff,
Well, you can tell.
And I'm a Transformers fan. Cartoons, like the 1980 something, 89 movie. I had the jacket from the movie poster.
There was an 89 movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I just showed my age. All right.
Oh, we're moving on? All right, we're definitely moving on.
I will stop talking for a while now.
Moving on.
I
We
didn't even know
digress. So, like when you played the dead guy, like were you kind of, since it's been your first time on a set, were you nervous?
On that set, no. First set that I was kind of nervous on was for Tell Me a Story, season 2, which was on CBS All Access, I believe. So it used to be on CBS, and then it went to All Access, like the digital platform. But that one I was nervous because this was like the real deal, like, you know, camera crew and this and that. And I was just like, what the heck? But it was also that moment where I was like, wait a minute, I'm really doing what I love. So I was nervous, but then it was also like just that realization, that I was like, I'm really doing this.
Did it feel like at that set, did it feel like everything was going kind of fast paced for you or something like that?
Yes, but I was very optimistic, and then like I was just kind of like taking everything in, like seeing what this function is and that function. I didn't even know what a stand-in was. That was my first day for Tell Me a Story. They booked me to be a stand-in, and I had to Google what a stand-in is. Like that, because I had no clue. I literally went on Google and said, what is an actor stand-in? And then it said, you know, you're there for the main actor whenever they're not there. Basically, you're standing there for the lighting or whatever the case is. So, yeah.
So being on set, like a professional set, what did you experience what you thought it was gonna be, or was it like totally different than what you thought it was gonna be?
I feel like it was pretty much everything that I had thought that it would be. I mean, I didn't realize how many times it takes to do certain takes of stuff. Like there was one scene where we were in like a boardroom, and when I tell you we knew those lines by heart by the end of it, because it was like 60 something times. I was like, damn. But it was just great to see the actors still have that composure, have that emotion in every single take.
Right.
I was like, damn, okay.
People don't get it. Like even the short films or the independent films, when we redo takes and certain people get tired, they don't get it. Like you got to understand that if you're on a professional set, higher up, they do about 100 takes.
Yeah.
And if you can't get through 5 takes of us doing 5 takes, what makes you think that you're going to get through a set of doing 100?
And the
200?
timing is no joke either. When we got on that set, it was like 7 a.m. and we wrapped. It was maybe midnight, close to 2 a.m.
Oh, man.
Yeah. All right.
Unless you're on a David Fincher set, he walked through the whole scene and all that stuff. Like especially with the talking pieces, like in The Social Network. Like he'll walk through that. Like he'll rehearse it 50 times and maybe only do 3 takes of it.
So he does more rehearsal than shooting. I think that's quite rare, actually.
I mean, but there's like movies like Pulp Fiction and like his that are like real like psychological. The psychological stuff that he's done. Was it Gone Girl and some of those other deals, Social Network. I can't really think of like any other headier things that he's done. But I mean, that's crazy.
So I want to go back to being a stand-in. So did you have like an expectation of what it is before you looked it up?
I had no clue what it is before I looked it up. I was literally like standing, like what exactly am I going to be standing in for? I mean, you would think you're standing in for something, but I had no clue what I was supposed to do when I got there. I'm just like, do I just show up and just stand? Like what? I'm standing, I'm here, you know? So
yes, because I've done that once, and my experience with it is they treat you as great as the actual actor.
Oh yeah.
Until the actual actor shows up.
Yeah.
Then it's like, hey, you can get the fuck out of here now.
Yeah. See ya.
It's time for you to go. I was like, oh, I loved it. And then it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm nobody again. Right. So what is your process of memorizing lines?
So my old process was literally getting the script and just focusing solely on the lines, on the lines, on the lines. But after going to acting school and learning that there is a lot of emotion that goes into this, I choose to do more research first on the character and the emotion and the story, and then the actual memorizing. But one of my techniques that I use to actually like memorize the actual lines is I do voice memo. So I record the other person's lines, give enough of a gap for me to say mine, and then that's just kind of how I do it.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever heard that.
I learned my lesson after we did the first film that we did.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, maybe I should start memorizing my lines for this stuff. So yeah.
You didn't do a bad, like, you did an excellent job though. But I bet to you it was like,
Oh yeah, to me, I mean, well, because myself and then the other actor, he had his memorized. So I'm looking at him and I'm like, oh shit, like, what the hell is going on here? Like, were we supposed to memorize this? So I think I did some more research. I do my research. I must have went on YouTube and typed in like easy ways to memorize lines, and then that's what popped up was to just use voice memo.
So I guess it's a way so you don't step on the other actor. You get that having
That gap,
space.
yeah.
Okay.
So that I can put the script down and I can hear them saying their lines, and then me say mine with like trying not to look at the script, just go through the whole thing.
And it helps you memorize it because like you're thinking about the whole conversation.
Yeah, we're basically having the conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, that's smart, like rehearsal wise too.
Yeah. So as you said that you do research on the character. How does that help you?
I mean, it helps me kind of set the tone for the scene to figure out, I mean, who is this person? You know, if this person was somebody that was homeless or somebody that went through a lot of trauma or this or that, it kind of helps you tap into whatever they were feeling during that scene or that film or whatever it is.
So when you have to do a scene where you have to draw a strong emotion, what is your process of doing that?
I guess try and go back into my own life and see where I may have felt that feeling and just kind of tap into that. I had to do one audition, what was it for? Some type of a medical something with cancer and stuff like that. And my mom passed away from cancer about 4 or 5 years ago. So I kind of drew that on when I was in that audition. Like when I was talking about whatever we were talking about, I kind of drew into that. So yeah, kind of trying to base it off of your own experiences or make up a story for that scenario.
Now, how the hell do you get out of it?
I just get right out. I just step right out. Stand in, stand out.
it's a lot of people who can't do that. You know, a lot of people can't do that. They'll get in the character and they'll have a hard time trying to leave the character once the project's done. Yeah, that's a good trait right there, to step in and step out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like eventually it may be like that, but I'm still learning to build that emotion because I come from, you know, trauma and just all types of stuff. So sometimes it's hard for me to feel emotion because I've blocked it so much. And as an actor, you gotta have emotion, you know? So I'm just, you know, still learning every day to just keep on chipping away and just tapping into that emotion.
So as someone who's, and like a lot of men kind of learn to block emotions, you realize you have to bring these emotions out.
Yep.
Emotions that you probably don't normally do.
Correct.
So was it like something kind of I don't know, overwhelming for you, or something that kind of made you nervous as far as being an actor?
I wouldn't say necessarily nervous, but it's been a big challenge. Because I hold so much in. So it was just like, damn, certain times I would just be like, it's hard for me to feel this emotion because I have blocked all of this, you know? So more of a challenge than anything.
So can you cry on cue?
At this moment, no, I cannot.
Well, I don't want you to.
It's like cry right now. Cry right now.
The crazy thing about it is that I used to be able to when I was a kid, like middle school and stuff like that. Like kids would literally come up to me and just be like, make yourself cry. And I would be able to do it with the drop of a dime. But again, that was before life happened, you know? Right. So now, not so much, but that is something that I'm working on because certain songs or certain things can bring out that emotion in me. So I'm, you know, still trying to tap into that.
Why were kids walking up to you asking you to cry?
They were amazed. No one else knew how to do it. They were like, you are the chosen one.
No, I mean, like if you got talent, If you got talent, any kind of it's not really. I mean, not worth anything. But I could cross my eyes and I can actually move them individually. Gives me a headache afterwards.
Let's see it.
I don't want a headache afterwards. You like focus on it. Okay, I'll do it. All right. For anybody seeing this or not seeing this,
nobody's gonna see
one's gonna
this.
see this.
We're not even.
It's crazy.
Yeah, this is.
So it's like ping pong. With the,
Oh, wow.
with the eye. It's weird. All right, I got
my eyes hurt.
You
so
did
much.
that.
You know, save that for when we start filming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I'm
good
coming
at,
back to that
it's-
subject.
It's
though.
good at children's
Just
parties.
letting you know.
It's
I'm
good at
coming
children's
back.
parties. It
scared them?
It shuts them down. Like they're like, oh, fascination.
Actually, no, because as a kid, I was probably fascinated by people who could do weird stuff like that.
Yeah. I saw some lady do it on like TV, and I tried it, and I could do it.
Amazing.
I was like, look at me breaking walls.
Amazing. So no, back to him. You know.
Yeah.
I wanna talk about your modeling because the photos that you put out are amazing.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. If anybody, I'm trying to tell y'all need to go to his social media and you need to look at his photos. because
Noel Alexander Jr. too.
Say it again.
Noel Alexander Jr. too.
You heard it right there.
Can you
But I
spell
want to
that?
talk about the modeling that you do. Do you like modeling more than you do acting, or is it, the same for you?
Honestly, I feel like I love modeling maybe a little bit more. I'm very intrigued and I love acting, but the modeling is just something that, in a sense, came a little bit more easier for me. I would say I've been modeling on and off for the past 10 to 12 years. And one thing that I do now, or probably the past few years when it comes to modeling, is that I look at my page and I try and figure out what I don't have on there.
Right.
And I'll, think in my head like, hey, this is something that I don't have yet. Like I need something different just to, not follow the crowd.
So what have you already done your dream photo shoot, or what is your dream photo shoot?
Definitely a cover. Come on.
Right.
Definitely a cover, but no, I don't really think I have a dream photo shoot just to be better than the one before.
Hey,
Go
that
harder.
still works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, what got you into modeling in the first place?
My older brother. So my older brother is in the fashion and all that kind of stuff, and I think he was designing sunglasses at the time. Just putting jewels and this and that and all types of crazy stuff on sunglasses. So he asked me to be the model for that. And what was I? Must have been 19 maybe, or 18 at that time. Yeah.
Did it kind of feel natural to you then, or
Yeah. I love it. I love it from day one.
it felt like home? Since the
Yeah.
first-
I'm here.
Okay, so you done the modeling and you're doing the acting. Have you as a kid ever reacted scenes? Like you mentioned the sunglasses with your brother. I'm thinking the CSI moment where you take off your sunglasses and turn around like Horatio. No.
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 But have you reenacted any moments, whatever you can think of?
Probably. I think so. Yeah.
Just not like a whole lot though.
No, not a ton.
So, and usually, models have their certain set amount of poses they do for shoots. They're I think they're custom poses, but they have their like certain poses that they have. Their set amount of poses.
So do you have any of those?
I probably have a few that I start out with, like when you first, like when I first get like the first few shots, and then as we go into it, when I feel whatever I'm, whatever I'm wearing or this or that, then it'll start to just drift off into just creativity.
That's just, yeah.
So what do you take from modeling that you bring into acting?
Probably the emotion, because if you look at my photos, I like to think that they kind of tell a story. So just trying to embody whatever I'm feeling like in that moment, because when I'm modeling, like I'm somebody else. I'm that person. Whoever that is right there that's doing that pose or doing this or doing that, like I just try to just feel something different.
So you go into a character even when you're modeling.
I think I do. That's an
interesting perspective.
No, I mean, because you need to either be exaggeration of yourself or or a different person. I mean, it wouldn't be no different. I mean, excuse me, you're taking like 1,000 pictures. Whenever you're doing video, right?
Yep,
1,000 pictures a second.
Yeah. And there'll be some little photo shoots that looks great when you take it, but in actuality, it was probably a very uncomfortable shoot to do.
Yeah.
You've ever had anything like that?
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
Those stories.
So when I travel, I tend to look up photographers in certain areas to just do a shoot and just do something different. So there's this really, really, really talented photographer in New York, and he does a lot of like nude kind of shoots, but with like flowers, like you have flowers like kind of stuck to you
in
and all
the
that kind of
spots
stuff.
where they need to be stuck at, right?
Yes, in the spots. We're not showing nothing that nobody, I mean, they probably want to see it, whatever.
The flowers and the magic spots.
But that was uncomfortable because my dad was actually there and a friend of mine was there. So I was like, oh my God. So we were, I didn't even know where we were going to shoot. We were inside of like his bedroom. And then I was just like, Dad, you got to sit out here, friend. Y'all got to sit out there. The door was closed because I was like, it was a little uncomfortable. But the pictures came out beautiful, very tasteful, beautiful pictures.
As you and your father and friend are headed to this event, did they know what kind of shoot this was going to be?
I believe my friend knew. I'm pretty sure she knew, but my dad, no clue. I mean, he took me to pick the flowers up because there's a certain florist that he took me to pick up the flowers, smell the roses. But yeah.
So they were roses? What kind of flowers were they?
Pink flowers. Yeah.
So he go, so what are y'all going to do with these flowers?
I was just like, Dad, look.
Why am I standing out here?
Don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
Hey man, go back on YouTube. Just don't worry about it.
I'm still on this face mash.
Oh, what?
You know how they make the jokes about. You know what? Let me stop. Like just next segment.
This was behind the scenes with some of the flowers though. In that shoot. And then I had some like down my back, but I didn't. Yeah, those are. But it was pretty cool. He uses like latex glue.
Yeah.
And and then this was also from that shoot too.
That's awesome.
That one. I remember that one.
Yeah. So it was really dope.
That looks like actually.
It was really, really dope. Yeah.
That looks like a cover shot.
Oh, it's happening.
It's like kind of 80s inspired,
Yeah.
whatever. Like I dig silhouettes.
And I love the lighting on it too.
Oh, this guy, he is a genius, but I was just like, it was just a little, I mean, it was my first time. Yeah, it was probably my first time doing any kind of like nude shoot. So, yeah.
But you got it out of the way though. So now when you do another one,
oh, I'm ready. I'm walking in, clothes off. I don't want to see any clothes in my sight. Nope.
Like, man, my camera ain't even ready yet. So, like, how many photographers would you say in your tenure as a model, like a kind of a guesstimation, have you shot with?
How many?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe like 20, 30, something around there.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So
I don't post them all though. They got to be good to be posted. So.
Well, yeah. I
don't
feel
play
you on that.
Don't. You're gonna catch me doing that.
This one goes on your reel, not mine.
Yeah.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you. Next.
So I actually say, so how do you go about kind of vetting a photographer just to see if this is someone that you're comfortable with?
Just by their work. I'll look at their page and just see their body of work, and then that'll kind of tell me if it's worth my energy or not.
Is that going back to acting? Is that how you pick your scripts when people send you scripts?
I would say so, yeah. Or even if I'm on like a casting network or something, I'll kind of look and kind of see what's right for me and just what is just probably not a good fit.
Yeah.
So like now, I think a lot of auditioning is self-tape.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you've kind of adjusted well to?
Yes, I had to do 3 got to do 3 this week, and then I actually got another one sent today that I'll be doing at some point this week. So yeah, but I honestly love that a lot more than being in the room. In the room is freaking scary. Okay.
Oh no,
It's life or death in
imagine.
there.
I
Okay,
can
I look for the
imagine.
exit signs. Like, can I get out of here?
I like it and I hate it at the same time because yes, I have a whole lot of nervous energy.
Yeah.
But if it's something where I have to like scream, or
You
I have
got
to-
it.
then it's
Booked.
like I'm already got this emotion. Like I've been looking for a reason to get this out.
Yeah.
Because I had one, and literally it was just everybody in a big circle looking. I am scared to death. I'm looking at the road. I'm basically cussing this woman out. So I'm already by the actress. I said, look, I'm finna let everything out on you. I'm sorry. I don't even care if I get this role now, but I am nervous as hell. So I'm cussing you clean out.
Yeah.
Do not take it. I'll buy you food after you leave here.
We could be friends, but you getting cussed
And we
out.
actually did. We actually did become friends. But like,
Nice.
oh, I don't normally do this, but I'm finna cuss you clean out. And I did for about a good 3 minutes.
Nice.
Took the whole day out.
Like even the
Yeah.
director was like,
She left in tears.
That poor woman.
oh no, she was a strong black woman. Because she got to cuss me out too. So we both just going at it. So the director goes, do y'all know each other?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So we do now. We know each other quite well now.
Yeah, I don't want you two to take this personally. It's just acting.
Like look, we're friends now, but which is weird because she ended up getting the role and I didn't.
You gotta curse her out again then.
Right. You gotta let some more of that anger out.
Like maybe I didn't cuss you out good enough.
You probably did.
That's what it was.
I thought I did.
What you thought was good,
No.
you should have went a little bit
tell you
6
my-
notches up.
My chest was out.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, yo, she can't do nothing to me. She just got to take it. This is gonna be great. This may be the only time in my life I can do this. And I let it rip.
Man.
I was like, let me get in my inner Ike Turner. And I
Eat
let
the
it-
cake.
Boy, if that line was in there, I would have had a ball.
But you can never say that line like aggressively. You got to say it like he did in the movie.
It was smooth yet he said it perfectly. It was smooth yet aggressive. It was jazz without knock your ass out.
Wow.
Dudes don't talk that smooth anymore. It's horrible.
Nah, they janky.
Now for a horrible transition,
Here we go.
what is your favorite genre of film to act in?
I would say horror, sci-fi type, like all that crazy.
Why?
Well, one movie that I was really, really intrigued by, strangely enough, was Joker. It was just, I mean, that was
It was real captivating.
yeah,
Yeah.
very,
And-
very.
And you're like, man, this dude is messed up, but I can see why
Yeah,
he's messed up.
it all made sense. It all made
Joker
sense.
is
I can
just
see
a
that.
great character to play because there's just so many ways that you can depict him.
Yeah,
Because Heath Ledger's Joker, I love that one. Mm-hmm. And I love the last one, and it's this other guy whose name I can't think of. I like the look more than him acting.
You talking about doing a Suicide Squad?
Yes, that one.
I did not like the look. I did not like the look. I was like, this dude looks crazy.
He's supposed to.
He's
look
supposed to
crazy.
look crazy.
I'm crazy for the character.
okay. I got you.
Okay.
I'm like,
That makes
I'm
sense.
like, what the hell? I like the classic depiction. I really don't like. I like the what Nolan was the Dark Knight movies, the trilogy. I like those, but I don't think that's a fair depiction of Batman. I like Detective Batman, not necessarily like Ninja Assassin Batman.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because I'm like I like the thinking characters, especially with somebody that's what he was known for.
Two characters I just could never find interesting: Batman and Superman.
Oh wow,
Really?
Wow.
Excuse me.
Batman is he's basically a rich dude who knows karate.
That's a lot of them. though.
He's the dude from Amazon. Except
no.
without karate.
No, he didn't.
No, like don't do that. Don't disrespect.
Superman.
Not today.
Don't disrespect. Don't you disrespect
Superman
Batman.
puts on glasses. no, I'm not Superman. I'm Clark.
With the chin,
And everybody's like,
with the chin.
sure, okay.
Like I can see if you were talking about like 50 Superman, but you talking about like multi-layer. It's even harder to be Superman Boy Scout now. Yo, look at the new ones. What Batman versus Superman, all that.
Oh yeah.
He's like,
And now he comes out like I'm going to beat all y'all.
he's like a dark version of Superman, and Batman's like not as brooding, I guess.
You want to know my
You ever
favorite?
notice when Superman came out beating up everybody, Batman was mysteriously missing? Because he realized he's just a rich dude who knows karate. But let me go and let y'all handle that.
You want to know my favorite Superman?
He just ain't stupid.
Which one?
Smallville. There you go.
Okay, that's a good close one.
There you go. Smallville.
But I always think that was more so on Clark.
It don't
Clark
matter.
Kent becoming Superman.
That's my favorite Superman right there.
That's a better story.
Favorite one.
But Superman himself, the only way you can kill him is
I can't believe this, man. No, there's multiple ways. There's multiple ways.
manipulate his girlfriend.
Have you seen Smallville?
Oh, I've seen like the first few seasons.
You gotta watch
But
all of them.
I wasn't watching all of that. Nah, there was other stuff happening in my life during that time.
So
Oh my gosh.
wow. All right.
Yeah.
In order to get back to our guest,
Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead.
all right, established franchise. If you said, okay, if there's an established franchise that I've seen, that I've watched, what would be like a marquee one that you would say I would like to be a part of that?
Franchise. That's a hard one.
I know.
That's a hard
I
one.
ask
Can
hard
we
questions.
come back to that?
I ask hard questions.
Can we just cut that one out? Or-
I was thinking Fast
I
and
don't-
Furious, but
Oh wow.
it just gets more ridiculous by the movie.
I haven't even seen the last few ones. I don't know what.
know.
I might have saw the first 3. That's about it.
Tokyo Drift. I saw that one like 100 times.
Really?
Why Tokyo Drift?
My friend was obsessed with it, I think, and he just kept playing it. So we just kept watching it. Yeah,
You
we
had
just
no
kept
choice.
watching. Yeah,
Sit down.
yeah. Sit down and watch. And I was like, all
We're
right.
gonna do this again. You're an actor. You can get some notes from this. Wait, wasn't that the one with Bow Wow in it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Said don't do this.
This is what not to do.
And by this, I mean 80% of the movie. So, what is your, like, just for people who don't know the process of a self-tape, what is your process of doing a self-tape?
Let me see. First process is reading whatever they sent, like for this, like all the direction, because I've heard that that's something that they look for. It could be the smallest thing, like if they tell you to slate a certain way or to say something a certain way, and if you don't do it, then it's like that audition is basically shot. So just making sure that I read whatever the direction is first, and then I usually print the script out, highlight all of my lines, kind of like get the gist of whatever the scene is or the audition is for. And then, pretty much taping is the last thing. So luckily I got, a ring light and all that setup, playing background. And then if I have to have a reader, obviously I'll, find a friend or somebody that could stand in for that process. And doing self-tapes, again, that's something that I YouTubed first, and then going to like my acting classes, they, gave us some pointers and stuff like that too.
So, do you think do you seem to get more auditions from self-tapes?
No, not that no. Yes and no. It's such a gamble, honestly. You can submit 100 things and then, book one from the 100. So it just kind of varies.
That is
Really,
the most
with
actor thing you said today.
Yeah. It's the truth.
You can audition for everything. I got something that I forgot I auditioned for. It's like, oh, yeah, we like your tape. I sent y'all a tape.
Are you sure it was
Let me
me?
go back in my email. Oh no, I ain't saying that. I was like, cool. Y'all paying, right? Yeah, I sent y'all a tape. I still to this day cannot find what that tape I sent to.
That's crazy.
I want to see it.
Must have been like DVC
Show
or
me.
something. It was like years ago.
No, it wasn't that long ago, but it might as well be because I have no memory of it.
That's hilarious.
So, do you like kind of go back and watch some of the
I used to. At first, I would get obsessed with it. I would watch it like a lot, unhealthy amount of times. Just kind of picking apart, like, oh shoot, I should have did this that way, or I should have done that way, or let me just send another one in. But now I don't. I don't even think I really look at it after I send it in anymore. Sometimes I'll just delete it so that because it's on to the next one.
Yes.
You know, so that's what I've been learning to do. But at first, I would look a lot.
Because I did it once by accident. And I was like, oh God. And that'd be
Yeah.
like,
The confidence on this guy.
yeah, it's like you got confidence doing it, but then it was almost like you ever see like the joke there was somebody they're singing and they think they sound great, but then they play it back. It was like that, but they actually liked it. So it's like, well, they liked it, so
You like it, I love it.
Right.
exactly. So now, when you look at movies now, as an actor, do you tend to look critically, or can you kind of take the actor hat off and just watch the movie for being a movie?
A little bit of both. Because sometimes I'll be so into a movie that I'll be like, wait a minute, these people are freaking acting. You know, that's what I'm getting to that, where you don't need, but it all depends. I mean, certain stuff you'll see and you'll just be like, what the hell? Like, they could have cast somebody else. That's when it gets more critical. When it's bad. But when it's good, it's like,
You be like, what's
just
going
amazed.
on?
Right. Yeah.
Why am I looking at everything but the actors?
Yeah.
Or
And you pay attention to so much more now.
Yeah.
It's like, you just wonder, like, well,
And
how many
it's
takes
hard. It's hard to sit there and watch it and be like, no, why did they do that? Or I can see the boom mic right there. You know what I'm saying?
Or something will change, like between takes, like somebody's hair will be different, or something will change, and I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I pick all that.
I don't tend to see stuff in detail like that, but the only thing I cannot really see is any scene that involves an airplane, because it usually doesn't look like an airplane. The seats almost sometimes look like toilets to me. It's just like how an actual airplane will look.
Man,
This is probably more like
this man bougie.
90.
I'm like, what kind of
Maybe.
toilets?
There are things that I'm bougie about.
I'm like, he's like the
But
toilet
no, it's
seat.
just especially if they're doing like close scenes on airplanes.
So you're saying the seats that they're sitting in look like toilet seats?
Yes, not the airplane itself. I mean, unless it's
So
spirit.
He wants like
I watch movies with airplanes.
Yeah,
wants
Soul
like a
Plane.
TV
We all saw Soul Plane.
yeah.
TV shows and everything else.
The plane on Soul Plane looks like a set. It don't look like they're in a plane.
It's true.
That's
Oh,
one
okay.
thing. It
Yeah,
legit
I
looks like a
understand
set. So it looks like a bunch of pieces put together.
Yeah, there was just green screen.
Oh
behind
yeah,
them.
that's exactly what it is. So it's hard for me to watch anything where the airplane's like, oh, and I think Soul Plane's where I made that realization.
Yeah, that was a bad choice then.
It was-
because it's so much stuff
It
better
was-
looking than Soul Plane.
It was horribly amazing.
Now I'm gonna pay attention to that every time I see a movie on it with an airplane. That's how I'm gonna be.
Everyone I tell this does.
Oh my
It's like when I
gosh.
see airplanes, like that's some cardboard.
Now I have to go back and watch Soul Plane. I mean, I've seen it a couple of times, but I
but
didn't.
you never look at that.
I love that movie though. We didn't have
Yeah.
cable at the time, so that DVD. I mean,
That's what
I
I'm
damn near
saying.
broke it because it was like, yeah,
It was a beautiful mess.
Well,
But you have all the comedians in there,
Yeah.
and that's what made it a classic.
No,
you
that's
know what I'm
true.
saying?
Yep.
And that's what it looks like trash, but it was such a good movie that we didn't care that it
Right.
looked like trash.
Yep.
so
Very accurate.
So speaking of that, since you mentioned DVDs, I know I personally had this conversation last week. What is one movie that no matter what you can watch over and over again? Because you mentioned at least two that you had on repeat.
Damn.
Man, see,
You coming with all
I
these
mean,
hard
come on.
questions, man.
That's a good question.
No, it is. I'm just trying to think of crap.
Hey, Professor.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
now I'm that guy. Okay, all right.
I'm gonna just go with Soul Plane. Okay. I'm gonna just leave it right there.
That's a
I'ma
good
just go
one.
with Soul
That's a
Plane.
good one.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Players Club is another one too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's number one.
That's
okay?
a good one.
That was some real life.
We used to have certain we like go to each other's rooms and certain movies be on repeat. Players Club was one of them,
Yep.
and Belly was another one.
Yep.
It's like you would just sit there and be like, "Oh, this is my part," and then you leave, come back, Oh, it's on again.
I liked Belly, but like Nas wasn't acting. He was just being Nas.
None of the rappers were acting.
None of them. But it's like they picked perfectly because it worked. But DMX was definitely being DMX.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to bark the whole time.
Like
For real, like every time I see him in a movie, and I was just like, I don't know why I got to disrespect this man like that. I was like, I'm waiting for him to bark.
Yeah.
Like for real.
the only I can say acting is the dude who came out with the glasses.
Oh, the one that played Kane in Menace to Society.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't
like-
know that was him for years.
When he was eating that banana.
that was acting right there.
Man, me and my cousin talk about that all the time. Be like, when we see something we don't like, be like, yeah, we don't like that. We're gonna drop down on him.
Well, no. What
Yeah.
is your ultimate goal?
Wow.
See, now that was a hard question. That was a hard question. You see? I'm
Can
not
I
the
phone
only
a
person.
friend? Or okay. I have so many, but I mean, I'm going to be A-list.
That's it. Yeah.
That's one of them. But there's so many other layers and avenues and other things.
But that's the top. That's at the top.
That's
I
it.
feel you.
That's
I feel
it.
you. That's where I'm trying to be. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So I'm
Hey,
learning to say I'm going to instead
You
of
have to.
I would like to be or it sounds nice.
Claim it.
Claim it.
I'm
Name
I'm
it, claim it.
A-list. I'm
And
an A-list
it
actor.
shows you kind of how serious you are about it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going in here.
Yeah. I am
You
an
can-
A-list actor.
Because
You
listen,
can open the door for me, or I'm gonna tear it down.
Right.
That's y'all's choice.
Yep.
because you're gonna go back to this episode one day when you are a
Oh
lister,
my gosh.
and you're gonna be like, damn, I'm an A-lister now, and I spoke it.
I told y'all back then. Right.
Right.
I just
Right.
yeah.
I believe it.
Yep.
I
Then it's
believe
gonna
it.
be like, I said Soul Plane.
Players Club? I'm gonna keep Players Club.
Players Club was
I'm
good.
owning
That's
that.
a
That's a
pure
good one.
classic
Yeah.
right
That's a
there.
classic. Yeah,
that's a
Anybody can recite that film and they can
Bernie
say a
Mac
line
line.
from it,
Oh,
and you're gonna instantly know what they're talking about.
Man, Dollar Bill, what you talking about?
Dollar Bill.
Man.
Bernie Mac was legendary in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like 2019, 2020 definitely been busy for you. Did 2 projects for us, and a
Yes.
few projects with others. So one of the films I wanted you to talk about was the film Soldier that you did.
Soldier.
So like what? So what was, for people who haven't seen, what was it about?
So, I mean, Soldier was basically about someone that was in the army and he was going through like shell shock. Well, they called it shell shock then, but like PTSD. And he basically, well, my character was his like right-hand man. And my character was kind of sneaky and I was a snitch and I got some people killed. And yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So
a
towards the end, I kind of reeled it in and I let him know that it was me all along. I was the bad guy. I was the snitch. Not in real life, you guys. Not in real life.
Old Takashi.
Not in real life.
So when you read this, what was part of being a snitch that became interesting to you?
What do you mean?
That when you read the script, so what was it about the script that?
Well, it was like a film festival, so I already knew that I was in it before I even knew what the script was about.
Right,
So I was just I was
Now,
already.
was this the 48-hour?
Yes, it was the 48-hour. Yep.
Okay, so now for people who don't know the whole process of the 48-hour film festival, like you kind of like you have your actors, and then the day of they give you what?
They either give you like a genre or they give you like a line, like a word or something that you have to like say in it.
Or an object you have to have in there.
Object. Yeah. Yeah.
And you all are making a movie in a weekend.
Yep. They actually like that morning when they found out like whatever the genre was or that kind of stuff. They actually made the script that day, and then that night, I think it was like maybe 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So when we got the script, we kind of did a rehearsal, and then the next morning we filmed. We filmed that was a Saturday. We just did it all in that one day, 2 locations, and just knocked everything out.
That's how you do it. I've done 3, 4. I forgot. Never mind. I've done a lot of them.
Yeah.
So did you like kind of that mode of filming, of working on a film that it's somewhat rushed?
I loved it. I loved it. I mean, I like the fast pace and not having to like think too much. You kind of get the script and you just go for it. You know, you don't have too much time to like pick stuff apart or try and change or this or that. It's like, this is it. This is what we're doing.
So it's almost like you don't have time to overthink it.
Correct.
It's interesting.
I mean, like, go with your first instinct in that case too, right?
Yeah. And one thing that's so great about Soldier, one thing about acting or anything like in general is just networking and knowing people, because I booked it through a friend of mine at my acting school. So anybody that's like up and coming or just starting out, I would say network and just make friends with people, because I didn't even know that there were like the Facebook pages with all the casting and stuff like that. I didn't know a lot of that stuff. Mind you, I didn't go to a like acting classes or get any pointers prior to. So I just started submitting to stuff, and then each gig I kind of met somebody that would give me a little nugget, or I'll learn something from someone. So
for people who are trying to get in, who are just beginning, what is the advice for them?
surround yourself with people that are doing what you want to do, because I was not around any actors, which is probably why what took me so long to get into it, is that I wasn't around anybody that was doing any of that. So I was just, kind of just keeping everything in. But once I started to network and meet people, I mean, sky's the limit. So network, and research.
I kind of had the same journey myself. Like when I moved here, like I didn't know nobody in acting. But one thing I like about Nashville, it's a lot easier to network here.
I agree, 100%.
People are willing to help.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the biggest thing.
Yes.
People
Help.
are willing to help and
me.
they're not gonna, try to block you or try to get in and leave you out.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I think Nashville understands that if the next person wins, that means they win too. That is.
Could we say that one more time, please?
If the next person wins, that means they win too. And a lot of people don't get that.
It's not a zero-sum game.
Yeah.
Just because one person does something doesn't mean you can't.
Yep.
Like, hey, there's abundance.
Yep.
And like you said before, the whole name it, claim it.
Yeah.
And at the same time, there's enough room at the table for everybody to eat.
Oh yeah,
That is true.
especially with all the different social medias and the new age and VA going live on her phone right now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
all that stuff.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. Yeah,
So-
yeah. All that good people. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Everybody's waving. Everybody's waving for anybody that can't hear.
Yeah. Like for me, like once, especially once you network for us, like a nice little group of people, especially I would say like my third year here, we would just be like, hey, we see this role, you should go for it. Or they'll send me something, yeah, I think you should go for this, or you should go for that. And then maybe two people I know would build a Facebook group and they'll add me to that group. Or now I had somebody I even made a Facebook group, and now people send me auditions, so now I'm sending it to other people when I get it now.
Right.
So I tend to love that about Nashville. But what do you feel like is the future of the film scene in Nashville?
Just getting bigger and better, because I've seen and I've heard that you don't necessarily have to be in California to make it anymore. That a lot of people from California and like West Coast are actually coming here to do a lot of projects, and they're filming a lot of stuff here too. So when I talk to people about like Nashville, I'm like, surprisingly, there is so much to offer here, so much. And we're so close to, Atlanta too and stuff like that. So there's more stuff is coming here. So I would just say, just getting bigger and better, more and more.
And another spot I learned that actors were moving to is Chattanooga, because you're an hour and a half both ways. So
Wow.
if I got something
think about that.
in Atlanta, hour and a half, go to Atlanta. So I'm in Nashville, hour and a half, go to Nashville.
I have a friend that she lives in Chattanooga, and I met her on a gig that we did, and she's been getting some work. So I'm like, so sometimes I'll find myself on Facebook looking up the Chattanooga groups, because I'll drive out that. Is
Right.
anybody from Chattanooga listening? But yeah, I'll go out there.
And I think Knoxville, they do some stuff out there. So it's a nice area to go to, especially if you just got to drive to certain spots.
They have a lot of those true crime shows out in like Knoxville area.
I'm hoping to do one eventually.
Me too. I love that.
That's on your list.
I watch that stuff like it's like I mean I pay those people bills as much as I watch that stuff. Okay,
that was my
I buy seasons.
Like, yo, I've watched enough of this. Why am I not on one?
Yeah.
And then I had a friend who got on there. I'm like, wait, I'm a little jealous.
I've noticed people too from here on there. Actually, I screenshotted one woman and I sent it to her and I was like, "This is you. I see you."
Like, yo, I watch these things all the time. Like to the point to where if like I had a girlfriend, she was trying to see what I watched on TV. She'd be a little nervous to be around me.
Right? Like, is he gonna kill me? I buy seasons when I seriously like.
I believe it. Yeah,
I don't understand why this stuff is so intriguing to me, but
For me, my dad used to watch like all that stuff with me, like Cops and Forensic Files and all that stuff as a kid growing up. So now that's just what I like to watch.
how old were you when you was watching this?
I was a baby. I used to be on his stomach watching that stuff, and even growing up, we would watch like America's Most Wanted, and
I watched that and Cops.
Yeah.
Like, a whole lot. Like, and it was weird too because our experience was okay. My sister would be in her room watching Cops. My dad would be on his computer and he had like a little TV switcher and he'd be watching it, and I'd be in my room watching Cops. And we would have the volume like loud enough to where you could hear it. And then
just echoing.
Then we would yell at each other like whatever, like something we didn't agree with. Be like, "Oh, he messed up. Look at that."
Me and my dad used to watch Cops, and we would watch America's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
And the craziest thing that would happen was he would loved watching Cops, and he would just look at it and rat on the cops and be like, why are they doing them this way?
Yeah.
But he would watch it all the time. And I said to him once, I said, why? If you're gonna do this, why are you watching it?
watch
I just like watching it.
Actually, my uncle was on Cops like twice in the 90s.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Was he in Florida?
No, Atlanta.
He was a cop though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I thought it was. He was.
I'm glad you asked that question.
No. He was in the back of the car yelling "F the world."
Oh my gosh.
No. I'm playing. That's a joke.
Shout out to your uncle. And on that note, I want to thank you, for talking with us today.
This was great. This was great.
Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Talking with us.
Yeah, this was awesome.
This is We Will Fix It in Post, and that is a wrap.